Hello Nigerians, this is the newspaper review here on TAV TV. My name is Benjamin Agbile. But before we hit the street, to hear what Nigerians out there have to say, we'll be reading the newspaper headlines for today. And we'll be starting with the Punch. On the bold headline here says, NNPC ties Dangote petrol price to forex rates. The details will be found on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. 63 TCN towers destroyed in 8 months. The details will be found on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. Massive flooding to hit 7 states soon, says government. The details will be found on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. ICPC grills Ngige over NSITF contract. The details will be found on page 14 of the Punch newspaper. Arrest Wike for treason, Clark tells IG. The details will be found on page 14 of the Punch newspaper. Police call for caution as more bombs couple in Imo. The details will be found on page 4 of the Punch newspaper. Reps back ban on under 18 SSCE UTME candidates. The details will be found on page 11 of the Punch newspaper. APC chance is getting brighter. The details will be found on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. PDP will ensure continuity in governance, says Igodalu. The details will be found on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. Next is the Nation. Under the boy headline here, you have why Dangote refinery petrol is yet to hit market. The details will be found on page 5 of the Nation. How social media is fueling banditry by army. The details will be found on page 6 of the Nation. Emefiele, court fixed September 12 to hear application on forfeited assets. The forfeited assets. The details will be found on page 6 of the Nation. Bo raises $1.43 billion in global loan syndication drive. The details will be found on page 7 of the Nation. More stakeholders reject LP caretaker committee. The details will be found on page 6 of the Nation. Wike's ally Lloyd attacks Clark over call for FCT minister's arrest. The details will be found on page 4 of the Nation. Court reserves judgment in Rivers. APC suit against INEC. Orders. The details will be found on page 26 of the Nation. Lastly, we have the Daily Sun here. On the board headline here says Northern elders warn against deal with bandit leaders 2G. The details will be found on page 6 of the Daily Sun. Clarks writes IGP demands Wike's arrest over threats PDP government. The details will be found on page 26 of the Daily Sun. Rivers local government polls court reserve judgment in APC suit against INEC. Orders. The details will be found on page 7 of the Daily Sun. Federal government agreed not to increase petrol price. NLC insists. The details will be found on page 7 of the Daily Sun. Treason trial of Brighton. Orders in orders. Say ex-British convoy US Mayo. The details will be found on page 26 of the Daily Sun. Why INEC will continue to encounter challenges in conducting election. Yakubu. The details will be found on page 6 of the Daily Sun. Presidential system of government breeds dictatorship, says Agabi ex-AGF. The details will be found on page 6 of the Daily Sun. 2,776 killed, 16,309 injured in road crashes in 7 months. The details will be found on page 4 of the Daily Sun. Ebonyi threatens to arrest, prosecute 63 contractors over 140 housing unit delay. The details will be found on page 26 of the Daily Sun. And that will be all for the newspaper headline for today. Let's hit the street to hear what Nigerians out there have to say. Good morning, bros.
Good morning.
So we can see on the front page of the Punch newspaper here says, arrest Wike for treason, clerks tell IG. So what do you think about these headlines, sir?
Yes, what I really think about this headline is, you know, Wike is an individual. Yes, he's an individual. Wike has been a member of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for quite some time. He was there from the maybe the creation of the party. He was there, and among other members of the party, some of them have left the party, and he has been there ever since. But that does not give him the right to threaten people when he is wrong. That does not give him the right to threaten people when he is wrong. So for him to tell people that if you're supporting the leadership of Simfubara in Rivers State over him, that he's going to fuel crisis in your state, then I feel that Wike is getting it all wrong. So if he is called upon to come and answer for what he has said, then they are not off place. They are on point. Yes.
Do you think this what they are calling upon now, they are tagging that Wike is committing treason? You understand? And a penalty for treason is death sentence. You know. So do you think this call will be possible for him to answer?
This is one thing we know. This is Nigeria. This is Nigeria, where anything can happen. I know his head will not go for it, but if they find punishment that is attached to that kind of behavior or certain statement, you know, the previous government talked about hate speech. Some of you tell people or a country that you're going to fuel crisis in their state, then you're threatening the state itself. You're not threatening just the governor of that state, but you're threatening the entire state. So if that will result to something that will curtail his actions, then let it go in for it.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you think Wike as a person is above PDP itself? Because it seems like with all his actions, nobody is coming out to challenge him physically. You know, we're only seeing this on social media. Do you think he's above the party?
Wike can never be above any party, even AP. I'm not even talking about the former ruling party of this country, Nigeria, PDP. Even AP that has never even ruled anywhere, Wike is not above AP. Wike is not above PDP, and he can never be above PDP. Wike is a member, not the party. He's a member of the party, not the party itself. So he's not above the party. So Wike can be punished. He can go in for any crime that he commits against the party. So that's just the thing. So I don't think that because he was a founding member, he has funded the party, because he has sacrificed for the party. Yes, you can build a house and destroy it, and that's what he's trying to do. He built the house and he wants to destroy it, and let the people that also build the house with him not allow him do so.
Yes. So one last question before you go. What do you think is his ground? What do you think he's holding on to that's giving him the effrontery, the power to be doing what he's doing presently?
Let me start by saying that you know, he is playing a kind of double party system. I don't want to call it anti-party, because they did not see it as anti-party anyway. So he's doing a double party system. So since he feels that it's only him in Nigeria that has actually enjoyed that privilege. Yes, as you can see, it's only him in Nigeria that enjoyed that privilege as a double party. He's on his other party representing this other party in the other party that is ruling. So maybe that is actually going into his head. So maybe that's what is giving him the mind to try to step on people that is not seeing anybody as anybody. But this is Nigeria, like I said earlier. Whatever you do today, there's something you reap tomorrow. Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Ross. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
So we can see on the front page of the Punch newspaper here that says, arrest Wike for treason, clerk tells IG. What do you think about this headline?
Okay, I know the after effect of this headline is because our end-SARS protesters and former presidential candidate of One Action Party, Congress Party, was also arrested regarding this particular treason, saying words like this. So our clerk coming out to say the IGP should arrest Nyesom Wike, at some point is right. Not even at some point, it's actually correct. Because here in Nigeria, it looks as if the high and the mighty get to say things and go away with it. Wike is our father here in Rivers State. But if our father is wrong, even the Bible says, fathers, do not provoke your children to anger. So I'm actually picking it from the context of the Bible. I mean no disrespect. But at the point where our leaders are saying things wrongly, I feel they should be called to order. Not just the masses alone. Now, also casting our minds back to the people that protested, the Nigerians that demonstrated their rights and were arrested, and it was tagged as a treason. Now, this is a former governor of here, River State, saying that he's going to put fire on the heads of every PDP state, every PDP governor that thinks they can take away power. They can actually play with the foundations of PDP in River State. At some point, it's very correct, because when it comes to the foundations of PDP in our dearest states, Rivers, Nyesom Wike, our dearest daddies of daddy, Nyesom Wike would not be left without account when it comes to the people that actually hold the foundation. He plays an active role in the activities of PDP. So he has a right. At some point, he has a right. He has his own point. But before ordering for an arrest for him, against the FCT minister, I feel good reasons should actually be taken. Why is he saying this? Okay, is it that he's actually saying, because from his words, he said he has heard that some governors want to take over power from Rivers State and give it out to somebody. Now, these are his words exactly. So I feel what the IGP should do at first, before having to honor, the IGP is there to honor the letter by Mr. Clark. So what I feel the IGP should do should actually go into investigation, because you cannot boldly come out and say you put fire on the heads of governors. Hello? Put fire on the heads of governors when you don't have valid proofs, valid reasons. So I feel before the FCT before the FCT minister will actually come out boldly, emphatically to say that he's going to put fires on the heads of governors, I feel he has a valid point. In as much as it is right, in as much as it is wrong for him to actually put it that way, that he will put fire. They say if you're angry, you should not make decisions. Those are words of a motivational speaker. So I feel those words in quotes, I'll put fire on the heads of governors, was actually a boiled down reaction from anger. So I feel the IGP should first, rather than having to consider an arrest for treason, should first go into, just like Nigeria, we're going to negotiation asking, okay, why did you say this? And rather than tagging it an arrest. But at some point, it is actually wrong from the side of the FCT minister. So we are still waiting to hear what the IGP has to say regarding this. For I know that the police always follow due process.
I want to ask two questions now. Do you think Wike is a father? You understand? Okay, when it comes to politics, he has been in the game for a very long time. Don't you think, before at the stage which he is now, before he says something, he needs to think, no matter how angry he is? Don't you think he needs to think about the repercussion of his words before he make any statement? At this point he is right now, he's not just a father anymore. Like, when it comes to Nigeria now, as you said, he's like the number 3. FCT minister is not just a governor of a state, you understand? He's handling the affairs of the country at large itself, you understand? Before he says something, don't you think he should think first? And him threatening governors is not just threatening the governors, but the life of the people in that state. What do you think?
At some point, we should not also fail to forget. Okay, now, see, at some point, we Nigerians should not forget that our leaders are humans. In as much as they are tagged as our leaders, in as much as they are tagged as the high and mighties in our communities, in our societies, and the nation at large, they are humans. And to hear is human, and to forgive is divine. But that notwithstanding, the choice of words should not be overlooked as a leader. You and I can say something on the street now, and it won't make so much effect.
Yes.
But as a leader, just like you rightly said, you should be able to choose your words rightly. So at this point, just like I earlier said, he was wrong having to place that word like that. But he's a father. Yes, he's a father. We all love him here, especially here in Rivers State. We love Yeson Wike.
Exactly.
We love him from our heart. But at the point where he's wrong, he cannot be all 100% right at all times. But at this point, we are pointing it to him that he's actually wrong. There are better ways to actually go about this. He has been in the political game for long. So there are better approaches to it. So at this point, I feel he should actually place an apology, just like what our Senate President did when during the protest that we can still remember. He laid an apology that he's actually sorry for making such statements. So I feel our FCT minister should actually lay down tools and apologize to the PDP governors, because PDP is a family, it's a strong family. Currently, PDP is the strongest opposition party here presently, and PDP has ruled us. Rivers State is a PDP state, so PDP is strong. PDP is a strong body. So at this point, let's stop all this political fight. If we are fighting as a family, how are we going to defeat our enemies? When PDP is fighting against PDP, how are we going to defeat APC? If APC is fighting against APC, how are we going to fight? How are we going to win? Of late now, the Labour Party, the LP 74, LP, of late now, the family don't scatter. So let's stop all this political fight that we this party fight. Of late now, it is not political fight now, it is party, family fight. So I feel it should actually, it's really not making sense, because it is from the party that we get to elect our leaders. So when they are fighting as a body, what will happen when they finally emerge as leaders?
So we'll be looking at the nation before you go. And it says here, how social media is fueling banditry by army. What do you think about this headline?
Okay, what I think is, for our army personnel to say social media is actually influencing banditry. We can remember a few weeks ago we saw some bandits holding loads of money, doing giveaway on X. So they are not actually wrong. They are not actually wrong, I must say. But from my own angle, I feel rather than having to present it on a headline, I feel this should be an underground gist, an underground meeting, a closed door meeting, just like our leaders will say. Let them have a closed door meeting with the persons that actually handle this social media. There are persons that actually post these things online. So rather than having to show it to Nigeria, we know these things is not new. Huh. Okay, you will hit yourself. Okay, you know they look back.
You go see man, he won't make love. It's now who is not a great stand, but with champion challenge, you go and win that quick erection, quick ejaculation. Make you no worry. Come and buy champion challenge kit.
Having a closed door meeting rather than
ejaculation pahala. Another one.
So what I feel is that they should have a closed door meeting, just like what our leaders will always do. We all know that social media is one of the things that is actually escalating. Just like the End Bad Governance protest, it started on social media. The NSAS protest started on social media. So of late, not just of late, social media has always had a good side and a negative side. So the negative aspect of it is that we keep seeing the happenings of banditry on our social handles, and that is actually triggering a lot of fear in Nigerians. And at the same time, I feel our army personnel, just like I earlier said, should actually work with this social. There are persons that literally post these videos. There are easy ways to. So you know that your phone can actually be hacked. So the persons that actually pay. This thing should not be. It should not be something we should be discussing here. It should be something that we are hearing that our army personnel actually traced a video of a bandit and they linked it up to their actual site, and we'll be hearing like 350 bandits were arrested. Come on, that is the progress. Rather than telling us a process, this thing is already known by Nigerians that the social media is actually promoting. In as much as social media has actually come to help our life and help us publicize things that are happening, make us sit at the comfort of our homes and actually get to see the world. But I feel when it comes to fighting insecurity in Nigeria, social media should be utilized. Come on, social media should be utilized. Let's use it well, rather than leaving it on the headline. So after this now, we know. So what's up?
So one very quick question before we go. We know the present situation of the country. You understand? So do you think bandits doing giveaway on social media? This is your own opinion I'm asking now. Do you think with the present situation of the country, do you think bandits doing giveaway on social media is actually wrong?
Sir, how much is fuel? Fuel is 1,400 and somebody decides to give it 200k. Won't you drop your EZA? You don't go drop account number. Sir, this is Nigeria. I don't mean to be biased, but sir, as a Nigerian, we all need money, whichever way it's coming from. As long as you know keep person collect. Somebody decide to give. Please, as it stands now, regarding who is giving, we are collecting. Our politicians do give out money during elections, Abi. They are not seeking for the bandits are not seeking for political powers. I'm not trying to cite them, but at some point they are doing good to the nation. Come on.
Thank you very much. All right, you all have here what Nigerians out there have to say about today's headlines. You can also be part of this program by sliding into our comment section. Like, subscribe for more information like this one. My name is Benjamin Agbile, and thank you for watching.